The U.S. economy continues to see more job growth. Employers added more than 430,000 jobs last month, and employment fell to 3.6%. However, inflation, of course, still at a 40-year high. This afternoon, the moderator of CBS's Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan, joins us live from D.C. to break down what's happening with the economy. Margaret, good to see you this Friday. What are your biggest takeaways from this latest jobs report?
Well, this was the 11th straight month of job growth, so that indicates some momentum for hiring there. That is certainly good news in the restaurant retail sector. You saw job growth. You saw women coming back in large numbers to the workforce. But when you hear that there is wage growth, people getting paid a bit more, then you have to match that with the risk you raised, which is inflation, which is at a 40-year high for so many different consumer goods like energy, like food. You are paying more, and that means you are spending more of that paycheck. So that's where there is sort of this offset to what would otherwise be a good news story for the Biden administration. There is real concern about price inflation, and this inflation could be persistent, according to so many economists who are saying this may be with us for some time.
Gas prices all over the country are high right now. Yesterday, the president announcing the U.S. will release 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's strategic petroleum reserve to help lower gas prices. This, by the way, is the largest release of oil in U.S. history. Margaret, what impact will this actually have at the pump?
This is significant. This is a third of the nation's emergency stockpile that's being released. So the president is really trying to make a dent in prices when they come onto the market in May. The hope is that there will be some trickle down. What the president said yesterday is he expects about 10 to 35 cents per gallon of gasoline to be shaved off of where we are right now. But he also acknowledged that there are market forces at work. Today, you did get news of more crude oil supply coming onto the market, with more international entities also tapping into their emergency stockpiles. So there are efforts to try to make it a little bit more comfortable for Americans and for consumers. Of course, one of the biggest risks here and the unknowns is what happens with this war with Russia in Ukraine. That is adding a premium to prices right now, and without an end in sight and a clear horizon, it is hard to say when that risk will be reduced. There are other reasons oil's high, but that's one key factor.
And speaking of the war happening in Ukraine, it's entering week number 6. I understand you'll have an exclusive interview with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this Sunday. What are you hoping to learn from that interview? And then what is the latest on the Russian assault in Ukraine?
We will speak with President Zelensky on Sunday at what could be a really key moment in this war. As you've laid out, this is a war that Ukraine's forces have really fought back hard and kept Russian military advances at bay in many major cities. One of them in the south, Mariupol, is being watched carefully right now because of the humanitarian disaster there, but also because Russia may be able to take that city and get a foothold that would allow them to then resupply some of their own forces in the country. So that would be a win for Russia in that area, and that is something we're watching carefully. We want to speak to President Zelensky about what his country needs in order to try to win this fight, because so far the diplomacy has not been successful.
Looking forward to that interview. Margaret, as always, thank you again for joining us. You can watch Face the Nation Sunday mornings at 9:30 right here on Channel 6.